It is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is Thursday. That means it is time for a Color Rush Studio design team project. I am still playing along with scrap timber, and the prompt today is pattern 12 by 12. So definitely got that covered with this amazing U-Rock kit. So I am going to start with that black and white check, and I am using that paper a lot, actually. I really like that paper. So I'm thinking that maybe I want kind of like an upside down L design. I have two 4x6 photos of my son's graduation party, and I just want to do lots of layers. So I have like scraps of paper, I have frazzles. So I'm toying with this idea at the moment, and I feel like I need a little separation between the star paper and the check paper. So I am going to start by matting my photos, two of them, in some black cardstock. And then I'm also going to mat them in white cardstock. So they are going to get two mats. I am going to rough up the edges only of the white layer, probably because it was an afterthought. And otherwise, I probably would have roughed up both layers, but at the time I was like, I didn't think about it. So here I'm still trying to figure out my design. I'm ultimately going to do a central vertical design with all of these papers that I've cut and the frazzles. And then I'm going to put my photos on each side. So you can see here I'm trying to layer them up a little bit, kind of get a lay of kind of what's going on. Now that that star paper to me is still getting lost in the background. So I will go ahead and cut a piece of, actually, I don't even know if I cut the black cardstock or it's just actually one of the offcuts from when I matted my photos. Because I see it sitting over there. So I love these smiley faces. They're totally perfect. So as you can see in the pictures, the colors are blue and gold or blue and yellow. So I'm really trying to do basically black, white, blue, and yellow for this layout. And it just works perfectly. And I love that there's two smiley faces because my nephew and my son are in it. So I figure it works with the two smiley faces. I'm going to make a little tag embellishment area down on the right lower hand corner. So I guess I am getting a little tiny bit of an L that was kind of my original plan. But as you can see, you just kind of have to play with it and see what's going to work for you. And for me, like, I really liked it. And I think that if I only had one photo, it would have been different. But with the two very large photos, I felt like it just wasn't the right design for it. So I definitely think I need to do that upside down L design again real soon, just maybe with one photo or smaller photo, something like that. So there is that black piece of cardstock, and at this point I decided, okay, everything needs to be roughed up. So I'm going to rough up the edges of all of my layers here and my photos, or my photo mats as well. So I'm just kind of deciding I want the strips of paper and the frazzles to be at different lengths. So I kind of just trial it out on the pattern paper, and then I just kind of bend it a little bit, and then I go to my trimmer and I find kind of that bent area, and that's where I cut it. So nothing earth-shattering, nothing really like new. I don't really like to measure a whole lot, and so I really like this hole bending method. It works really well for me. So I'm going to put these two pattern papers not touching each other because I want to put this black and white star frazzle on top. Oh, I just love this stuff. And so I go ahead and stick it down with some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, and I'm going to trim it kind of at an angle, so it's got an angle on both sides. And now I'm going to start kind of putting my photos back down, and so I can continue with my embellishing. And here is where I realize there is frazzle that is going to be underneath my photos and wasted, and I just can't waste me some frazzles. So you can see here that I am going to cut out the pieces that are underneath my photos, and so I'm just going to use 3 tiny little pieces. So when you get down to a little section of that frazzle, don't think that you can't make that span over your entire page, because looking at it, you would never even know that it doesn't go all the way behind the photos, which works out perfectly. So I'm working on that cluster down to the right, and then I put my other smiley face up, and I realized, oh yeah, I wanted to use this frazzle as well, and that's why I had kind of offset the star paper. And of course I'm going to do the same thing, and I am not going to waste the frazzle underneath the photo. I am going to go ahead and just trim off a little piece, and I can put that down at the bottom. So this made me think a lot. I don't really know why, but it did. So I like the idea of this frame. This is one of the chipboard pieces that you get in the main kit. I also have a chipboard tag to go with one of the cut apart tags down there at the bottom. And then I remember I have these fussy cut frames out. So I already kind of liked the frame underneath the blue smiley face. So I was like, okay, well, let's bring in some frames, right? And so I end up finding 3. And now that 4th chipboard one, I'm not really liking. It's kind of bothering me. And I'm trying to see if I can make this blue tag work. So currently it's going to stay there, but it doesn't make it on this layout. So I wanted to use the alphas from the kit, and I'm not very creative with titles, so my title's going to be Yay. I figure that's appropriate for a graduation party. But I didn't want it to be kind of the white, so I decided to grab my prize ribbon, and I just colored them. And it totally works, and it fits right there on top of that tag, even though you see me popping it around the page. So I'm going to put that there. I do have to reposition it a little bit, moving around, but it's only 3 letters, so it's not a big deal. So these alphas are completely versatile. You can use it for whatever. So I also added the patch lightning bolt, and that is going to do it. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. Make sure you head over to the shop and use my